relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
Oh, Wil Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching.
And let's just take a moment to appreciate. We came into the studio this morning, and Mike has gone to some trouble. This is a great reason to subscribe to our Patreon to see the full video of this episode and see the table arrangement that Mike has presented for today's recording. First of all, let's talk about, normally we get water served in mason jars.
Yeah.
As we've mentioned several times, terrible idea. Very hard to drink with that threaded glass at the top of the jar. Trying to drink water from that just spills down your top.
It's almost as if we developed a better system for drinking water, glasses, and had used that successfully for generations until the good people at Listener were like, you know what? Jars.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the future.
Not just for jam.
Not somebody, I reckon, in SCA management basically just was doing some pickling and had some extra jars in the garage or something and said, company policy.
So we have these beautiful, wine glasses here filled with water,
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Like proper
Cheers.
big wine glasses, like as if you're in a fancy restaurant. You can really smell
the neuf de pas.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps even more beguiling is this vase
A vase of fruit.
of fruit.
A fruit vase.
Bananas, apples, and oranges.
Yeah.
Well,
It seems like it may be a mandarin, actually. Is it
yeah.
an orange
No,
or
they're
is it
a
a mandarin?
couple of mandarins.
Yeah.
But most intriguingly, at the very
Yeah.
bottom of the fruit are two Tim Tams.
Yeah. You know what this feels like to me?
A trap. It's like, watch the monkeys dig their way down to the Tim Tams, and then that's when we'll close the studio, release the gas.
It gave me Taskmaster flashbacks.
Okay,
This
right.
is full what's going on
Right,
here?
yeah, something's wacky's
What
about
are we
to happen.
doing? What are we gonna do now? You got to get the Tim Tam. You got to eat the Tim Tams without removing the fruit from the. Okay, what am I doing? Is there a reason, or were you just taken by the?
No reason, just something special for you today. But I have something better than all that.
Okay.
And a developing situation.
Okay.
A
I need to
developing situation.
Yeah.
I got to come in. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Mike's
Oh.
coming into the studio. This is important.
Boy,
He's about to
okay.
punch us in the face.
What's going on?
Another reason to subscribe to the Patreon.
it's like-
What's this?
Oh,
Well, I think you might want to open this.
okay. An unboxing. Are we doing an
we're
unboxing video
unboxing. We
now?
are.
Finally, we're doing some interesting internet content. We're unboxing. We're
right.
Oh,
Dear
no.
God.
Oh,
Now, this is your moment. So I'd like you to do
I
this.
just don't know if I can because this is this
Mike's brought in a giant box, by the
anyway,
way.
I should. You know what?
And within that box are smaller boxes. And within those boxes...
I should just. Do I look okay? Because when I appear on Media Watch from this moment, I want to make sure that I look good because we are. Oh my God, it's so heavy, Charlie.
Put it on the ground.
It's
Holy
really heavy.
shit. What's... Okay, it is a beautifully wrapped box of Hague's. I can't even lift it and I go to the gym. Oh my God, that's got to be close to 15 kilos. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hague's chocolates with a little note
And if I know anything about how calories work,
and with nothing written on it.
Dear no one.
Dear guys,
Okay,
whatever.
I'm gonna undo the bow.
Wow, this is a early edition of Crack That Pack, but
I mean,
chocolate
this is
edition.
the ultimate Crack That Pack. So, all right. So, yeah, it's from
Unlock that box.
Oh man. So just the
Presentation.
level of presentation. This box alone, again, not a paid endorsement, but
Well, hold on. I
theoretically.
got something better.
Okay.
They're going to officially come back to sponsor the podcast.
all right. But I can't, now I
but
am
you're
in
in
trouble.
trouble.
Now I can have no opinions about this.
Okay. Should I
No, you can have all the opinions.
Okay.
And I can't.
Is he allowed to nod? Are you allowed to
I
nod?
don't think I can even nod. So
Okay.
now you're going to have to.
Here is a
You've ruined this for me, Mike.
a beautiful box.
Yeah.
It looks like just premium quality cardboard even. Like, I don't even know.
I mean, I'm sure that it's like just regular cardboard.
No.
Even though it looks so good, I'm sure that it's just normal.
And so you open it, and then there's very fancy looking tissue, and then an absolute, I don't know if this is the right word, but a cornucopia of chocolate delights. Should we run through Oh, you've got your milk chocolate peppermint
Oh
frogs.
yeah, they're pretty good.
You've got your dark chocolate almonds.
You know what? I'm off nuts at the moment, so
Okay, so
no,
you don't like those.
but they are very good.
Milk chocolate buttons.
Oh, they're so
Milk chocolate frogs, more of those.
my
Oh, some milk chocolate almonds, it looks like.
Okay, you can have those.
Oh, chocky
Oh,
bullets.
they're so good.
I don't know if
They're
these are
so
the raspberry
good.
ones.
No, they're the regular
licorice.
ones.
Yeah.
They're licorice. They're so good.
We've got a couple packs of those. Too bad you won't be able to eat any of these.
Oh no.
And then we've got
I think I'll just have to pay for them. I'll just have to as long as I pay for them.
roasted macadamia. This is
They're all
probably
yours,
close to
mate.
my favourite.
Can't have it.
This is like a peanut, honeycomb block.
Oh, that's good.
I've never had this one.
Mate, they do a yuzu version of this, like a yuzu shortbread that's only
Yeah.
a special edition that I can talk about because it's not in the box. So it's okay. This is just something I bought with my own money.
Yeah.
But it's like this honeycomb block, and it is like right up there as one of the best things they do.
The freckles, which is
Yes.
Iona's
I had
favourite.
some this morning.
She'll love those. You had some this morning. What the fuck, dude? It's not even midday. What do you mean? Like, how early did you have your freckles?
I had a few.
What do you mean, for
morning.
breakfast?
I had a couple of freckles for breakfast.
That's amazing. We're still going here. This keeps going on. Dark chocolate buttons. Love it.
They're good. Those dark
Sorry,
chocolate buttons.
they call them pastilles.
Yeah, they're actually really good.
Then we have caramel chocks. Oh, I'm going to love those.
Yeah, they're really good, but they'll rip your teeth out a bit. You got to be careful.
And this is my absolute favorite, berry chocks.
Ah.
Absolute favorite.
And that is that's like milk and dark.
There is so much chocolate here. This is like a year's worth of chocolate for me. I mean, basically, Hags have given me a year's supply of chocolate.
Or me,
A
couple
breakfast.
of weeks supply of chocolate.
Wow, this is amazing. This is, and can I just say too, I'm not prone to hyperbole, but if baby Jesus was to be born again,
Yeah.
I would bring him home
In that box.
in this box.
It'd be comfortable. He'd
I mean-
enjoy it.
I mean, I wouldn't close the lid because that might
And
be.
you know what the two idiot men would bring him? Gifts of freckles. Berry
Frankincense
chocks.
and berry chocks. Oh,
Okay, you know
amazing.
what? Let's do, and again, this is
Yeah.
not sponsored content, even
No,
though
we-
they are coming on to sponsor the show, but this is just genuine content.
Enthusiasm.
If we had to,
Rank them?
you have to rank them all. We're going to lay them out in order,
Okay.
like start to finish of what you would have, this is the ultimate crack that pack
Okay.
segment. Okay.
Oh, so
all right.
I mean, are we doing it together? Are we collaborating?
You know what? You do, well,
No, let's collaborate because that
okay,
way we
yeah,
can have
that's better.
arguments.
That's
over
good.
stuff.
Yeah, no, that's fun.
All right. Well, I
okay.
need to put the berry.
What are you nominating for position number one? If you have to pick something out of all these things, what are you going to put in position number one? Do you have an early
Yeah,
contender for
berry,
number one?
Berry. Scorched almonds are pretty good too. And
Can we go? I'm happy to go here because I'm not on the nuts.
Yep.
Can we
Put the nuts
go
at
the
the
berry? Well, no, I'm happy to have the nuts in some of the positions, but I'm happy to compromise with you if you were looking at the berry.
yep,
I'm happy to look at a berry right up the top.
Okay.
I'll be happy for a
Yep.
berry up the top.
berry up the top. Yep.
Up the top at the very least.
Now, I know you had
Yeah.
these for breakfast, but freckles to me, and these are high quality freckles,
Yeah.
but it's a bit common for me.
Really, I'm still gonna argue for the middle
Okay.
because they would have been high on mine,
Okay.
but that's okay.
That's
I'm,
all
I'm
right.
happy
No,
for
we're
the
just
com-
we're horse
I'm
trading.
happy for the
We're
com-
horse
yeah, the
trading.
compromise
This
of
is-
this so far.
The art of the deal.
Now, these
Oh, bullets. Yeah.
are really good.
Okay.
I'd be very tempted to be putting these in a high up to.
Yep,
I'm
no.
happy for us to be sorting out. We can
I'm-
argue a little
a
over
fan
the
of a bullet.
places, but I just want to kind of get us in a. So
Now,
what?
I haven't
Yeah.
tried that, but I do love honeycomb.
love
and
honeycomb?
chocolate. And can I
I'd
put it
say
in
you're
front of the
putting it in
freckle?
front of the freckles then. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I think what we want is another, what? So what do you want? Do you want a simplicity, or do you want a?
I think no. I want complexity. I want ambition. I would say almonds or macadamias.
Choose your.
I'll put them in the middle.
Choose what you want though. You can put it there. That's fine.
Yeah, in front of honeycomb.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah. Imagine this is how in Colombia when they're just getting bags of coke out. This is what it's like.
This is,
They're like, we'll put the high quality
hot stuff
uncut
over
rock
here.
up the top.
Yeah.
and then all the shit down
Well,
here.
Are you saying then that the simplicity of the pastilles?
Yeah, I think
You're going to put that all that and the chocolate
and the chocolate
frogs?
frogs, yeah. Like I
Okay.
mean, they're good, but
Yeah.
we're looking for gourmet.
Would you put how would you go regular chocolate frog or peppermint? Which would you put in front of each other? Do you have a
Peppermint
preference?
behind regular.
Peppermint behind regular.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
yeah. Why
All
would you
right.
put peppermint?
No,
in front
that's
of
fine.
them? Are they? Is
Now-
it peppermint flavoring or peppermint chip?
Don't know actually, but I'd be go with you with
Well,
like
you
in the
didn't have. You haven't
minty.
got that booked in for lunch.
Don't think I have had that one for lunch. Now, both of these, the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate pastilles, are both pretty fantastic. I'm going to say the pastille should go in front of the
Oh,
frogs
okay.
because I think it's just that little. It's like just a little taste
little
of a simple
taste.
thing is quite nice. But do you have a preference of dark chocolate versus milk chocolate in this
I
regard?
like milk more than dark.
Okay, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the dark there. We're going to go to the milk there. I understand that your nuts, they're going to have to go in there because they are premium.
Yeah,
And you
especially
go
these nuts.
milk in front of the nuts, right? Milk,
Just let
milk,
that one go.
milk in front of dark nuts is like.
Yeah. Okay.
How
All
are
right.
you feeling about how this is right now? Do you feel like this is a pretty
Still
balanced
reckon
overall?
the freckles are too high, but I know you have a soft spot for them.
I'm happy to like move them back one spot.
Okay. What,
Yeah, you
what are they
happy with that?
behind the almonds?
Is that
Or
what's that?
That's the caramel. They can go in front of caramel.
Oh, really?
Oh, you like caramel more than freckle?
No.
I'm always
but
worried I'm
just-
going to lose a tooth with caramel.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's
So
good.
there's a health
So
consideration.
you're saying these nuts then? Maybe we're doing this. Maybe we're moving the nuts up in front of the freckles.
Yeah, I'm happy
Is
with
that
that.
what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, no,
Okay.
that's good because that seems balanced. Freckles, I
All
think,
right.
is a good.
You felt like freckle in the middle.
Yeah.
The freckle
Yeah.
goes in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm pretty happy with that ranking.
Okay.
So how do we? What do we do now?
I love that we've kind of vaguely also formed the cross because there's two. There's two
Our Lord and
lots of
Savior Haig's
licorice
chocolates. Can I just say
Yeah.
too? I'm so rapt that Haig's have decided to come on board. Considering the last time we referenced them, we were we put it. We'll compare it to the Hague.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we didn't compare them to the Hague.
No,
I was
no.
just saying. So look at that. That is a beautiful selection of chocolates.
That's well
I
done.
will say that.
Yeah.
That is.
I look forward to eating all of these.
And you know the good thing
denying you
is
all of these.
for ABC balance,
Hmm.
we've also got some fruit here.
That's right.
So we've got fruit and we've got chocolate for balance. So it's okay. It's fine.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So when's the Muji delivery coming?
I just don't think you've had the same enthusiasm. That's the problem. Yeah.
Still working on the Muji.
All right,
Yeah,
Mike's
that's right.
coming in to get a photo
Okay,
of
Mike's
this.
getting it.
Two
This is actually pretty
two
good.
grown men,
Yeah.
one who's 50, one who's almost 50,
Yeah.
ranking their favorite lollies.
Yeah. I think this
I
is...
used to do this with my sister when we'd come home
Yeah.
from the milk bar with our mixed lollies. We would get them out and rank them.
I think this is a good ranking. I also think that if you
Should
were...
we get people to vote on this?
Of course, yeah. That seems like some good content that
Yeah,
our new sponsor would enjoy. But
Yeah.
what I love about this is you could, if you had to have like one from each. I mean, what you'd probably do if you had to do like you could only have one every day. You might mix up some of these like frogs and stuff that we have next to each other. But in general, that's a good journey through some different like types of
You know what
chocolate. You
I-
wouldn't get bored with
No.
like you feel like you're eating the same thing every day.
So there's a store in town that does this amazing. I think it's called like a movie mix or a TV mix, where it's like basically like this. They're fancy. It'll be like chocolate covered nuts. You might get like a Malteser. You might get like a chocolate covered berry. It's very similar to this kind of arrangement. And so I'll normally go in and I'll get a scoop, and on the drive home I will eat, and I will try and balance out the order in which I take stuff. So I don't want to have two milk chocolates in a row because it's too sweet, or white chocolate and then milk chocolate, too sweet. But if I have a dark chocolate or a licorice, that is offset nicely by a sweeter chocolate, by a white chocolate or a milk chocolate.
Yeah, so it's like a pairing combination.
Pairing combination.
Is what you're thinking
Yeah.
about.
Don't want to go too bitter and don't want to go too sweet. You always want to just level out the whole time.
When I was a kid, when I would get a packet of Smarties, I would put them all into the various colours, and
Yeah.
then I would wage like one-on-one battles. Like, so I would have them all in their colours.
Yeah.
And then so you get two Smarties, like a blue and a red, would go up against each other in battle. And so you push them together, and the first one to crack, it gets
Oh.
eaten.
Yeah, right.
And then that one goes, but like that's the kind of it goes back into the pack, and then two other challenge each other in a sort of
Is there
blood sports style
and in your
battle tournament until they were all eaten.
in your research, was there one stronger color? Like, was there one color that was consistently stronger than the other colors?
Predominantly, it was, I mean, this will not surprise you or anyone probably, which is whatever you had the most of tended to win.
Yeah, right. Okay. So there's no scientific.
There didn't seem to be.
There's no data saying that blue dye actually binds candy shells stronger.
No, there wasn't.
than red
Well,
dye.
not in my experiment, no.
Yeah.
Because I think you would have needed a consistent, like, I don't know if I ever always was like, oh, the challenger has to be on the bottom or the top. Maybe it's the way you're pushing them to get. I mean, there was a lot of factors that wouldn't hold up under scientific peer review is, I guess, what I would.
You know what I used to do when I used to have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on VHS?
Yeah.
Is I would ride off to the milk bar and I'd buy like 2 or 3 chocolate bars. And the scene where they enter Willy's, factory with the chocolate waterfall for the first time, then they start just eating. That's when I would like just binge on all my chocolate bars. Like I'd rip open the Crunch Bar and take a bite of that, then go to the Polywaffle and have a bite of that. I'd get the Killer Python, have a bite of that, and it was just that sensory stimulation of watching kids eat lollies while I was also eating lollies.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's the kind of like, when they have
Like
those.
porn.
No. Oh, well, I guess.
Lolly porn? It was. It was like I was getting excited by what I was eating. It's like I want to participate in that.
Yeah, but that would more. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I guess it does have a porn-esque quality to it, or of
Voyeurism.
engagement. But I was thinking more like at the movies they will have those
sensory,
where the
the
seats shake or
spray
they
with
spray
water.
stuff.
Yeah.
Is there movies where you could say order this meal and
this
eat
precise
at this time, like in the same way as that the Minecraft movie, everyone was like throwing their popcorn in the air at that certain moment in the movie. Could you have a dine along experience with
So.
I mean, could you watch the movie Chef with selections
Toasted cheese
of
sandwiches
from the
and-
movies? Like,
Yeah, I think so. I think people would enjoy that. Like there'd definitely be, in the same way that like you go to see the Blues Brothers
yeah,
and people want to get up and dance at certain moments. If you're like a real glutton or a foodie, depending on what the movie is, yeah, I think that's something that people would be into. Like you can't, when you go to gold class, isn't that how you, I mean, you're not timing it around specific scenes.
yeah. But this is what I guess what I'm trying to say is there a level by which you could do it could be paired with a movie in the same way as they will have
like
experiences
Sideways or
where-
something. Where
Yeah.
like it's all about wineries.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that
we
makes
do this
sense.
thing where we play the movie Sideways,
Yeah.
but we drink and eat
The same things that
inspired
they're-
by the movie
Yeah.
Sideways, as they're like,
I get the feeling that must have been done. It seems too obvious. Like especially during summer, if you go to an outdoor cinema, that seems like the perfect film because it's a
I just
road
think, has
movie and-
anybody paired the two together?
Jungle Gym, Jungle Gym,
Sideways the live,
Sideways the
the
live
dining
movie, the
experience.
dining experience. I think it
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I remember when we were younger men, Will,
Yeah.
you went and saw the movie Garden State.
Yes.
And there's a scene in that in which the characters take ecstasy.
Yeah.
And you said to me, it made me want to take ecstasy.
Yeah.
Like it looked so much fun what they were doing. And I feel like in the same way that sometimes, like even when I watched Supersize Me, which was a film about like the damaging effects of McDonald's, I came out of that really wanting to eat McDonald's. So I think there is some kind of, is it psychosomatic? Is that the correct term? Where it's like, it starts in the mind and then you can't help but
One of the things
act on the...
One of the things we've discovered in doing Gruen, which is one of the reasons it's been on for so long, is that despite the fact that the advertisers come on and tell people what the tricks of advertising are, it doesn't mean that the tricks don't work on you.
Yeah, right.
And we find that ourselves making the show. We could spend a week talking about, a brown fizzy drink and how bad this brown fizzy drink was for you. And then like all the bad marketing or tricks or whatever this brown fizzy drink might have been doing. And then I guarantee you on the way home from that show, all you want is a brown fizzy drink because that's all your brain remembers is like, oh, brown fizzy drink.
And so what is the deeper psychology going on there? Is it certain advertising techniques just bypass like
Yeah, I
the
think
frontal cortex?
Well,
and
yeah, I
it's
think they're acting on a
lizard
level that
brain.
isn't our. I mean, we know it. Like, we know it all the time, like, from the way that your brain can say to you, don't have this snack, and you can say to yourself,
Get
you know what would
fucked.
be good for breakfast this morning? Freckles.
I guess so. Yeah, but I wonder if it's like, I mean, again, maybe there's something you guys have covered on the show, but have they put research into the specific psychological effects of these things, or is it just more of their marketing and then they
No,
arrive at their...
they are trying to bypass your.
But they've studied it and they know that
Yes,
this specific technique...
That's what I mean. That's what the whole premise. So the reason the show's called the Gruen transfer is after that psychological phenomena whereby you go from being an active thinker to being an unconscious shopper. Right. The reason that supermarkets shopping centers are designed intentionally confusing. They're always the same light. There's no clocks anywhere. All those sort of things.
Right.
It's scripted disorientation, and the reason for that scripted disorientation, the way the place smells or looks, designs, whatever, is often to short circuit past you being like I've just come here to get bread and milk, and suddenly I've gone home with an air fryer.
Yeah, right.
And
It's the Aldi effect.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And that, I mean, yes. So to answer your question, yes, they study it. They study it all the time. Many of the things that short circuit your brain, the way that they work, are designed to just basically stop you making a rational decision.
And is subliminal advertising like a real thing? Because it
Yes,
used to be
but-
the rumor, right?
yes,
that
but
they'd shop
not-
a flash frame and that was
It
stick in
is,
your
but it's
brain.
not effective in the way that, like, the way that we understand, like, a secret message in a thing, and that would be, it's actually much more liminal.
Overt.
It's not. it's the
Buy Coke.
the subliminal stuff is not as subliminal as us thinking we don't see it. It's us not noticing that we've seen it.
Right. Okay.
You know, like, subliminal advertising implies that the message is hidden, whereas actually the message is hidden in plain sight, where we are constantly seeing these. How many commercial messages do you think you would see in a day?
Oh,
Just if you had to guess, in one day, how many commercial messages
like a
do you
dozen,
think?
maybe? Is
No,
is
how many commercial messages
Oh,
would you see in a day?
What do you mean commercial? As in commercials? Or
Any
Yeah.
type of like a
in a day? I mean,
this
I don't know.
this would qualify as a commercial message. This what's on our microphone
okay,
right
like, all right,
now.
well,
Logos
like if
and
like
advertising slogans, because they're all
probably
commercial
close to
messages
100, I reckon, like 50 to 100
in a day.
in a day, driving around, listening to things, like, yeah, definitely. Every time I go on my phone, scroll through. I mean, Twitter is just filled with crazy fucking ads now.
Yeah, and you reckon you'd see 100 in a day?
Yeah, why? Do you think that's too much or too little?
Too little.
Oh, it's more than that.
When we started doing
Really?
Gruen, the rule of thumb was you'd see 3,000 commercial messages a day.
A day?
When we started doing the show 18 years ago, and it was just like driving past
3,000?
posters.
It can't be. That can't be
Yes.
right.
Yeah, there's probably.
I'd never leave the house.
Mate, there's more in this studio that you can see than
Quick,
there are.
pick 'em.
Like
Tell me where. What are they?
Glen 20, Aqua Panna, Haig's Chocolate, Everyone Relax, Listener. No, it doesn't have a commercial message on it. Like
Your hat.
my hat has yeah, that's a coffee company. My hat. There must be probably something that you're wearing that has a commercial. And this is just, oh, look, there's all those cleaning products. There's
Okay,
there's a water
okay.
brand.
I
There's
didn't.
like-
I thought you meant specifically commercials. I didn't really.
but they're all
branding.
That's what a branding message is. A commercial message.
Okay,
Do you know how many they think you see in a day now?
like 5,000.
10,000.
Oh my god! In a day.
Because of your phone.
How does my
10,000
brain do
every
that?
day. Well, it doesn't see them, is my point.
All right.
When you're talking about subliminal advertising, you saw so many advertising messages just in this room that you thought you didn't see or that you didn't look at. So is that subliminal advertising?
Yeah. Right. No.
People
of course
think
not. And it's
people
also
think of what it is like a message that flashes up that you don't
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
But you didn't see any of these
it's
messages
hiding in
that
plain
are all
sight.
around you.
Yeah, that's right. And
Yeah.
I guess too, and we've also moved to a point where branding has become like ingratiated. Like, it always fascinates me when people will buy a T-shirt with the name of the company emblazoned on the front. Like, I never want to wear like a T-shirt with a big swoop on it or anything like that. But that's part of fashion now. It's like you want people to see, oh, I'm wearing this premium brand.
Or, I mean, yeah, like we did a big segment on Gruen on White Fox, you know, which is like their whole branding is their branding.
Mm.
You know, like it's not just that their hoodies or pants look like that, but that they say on them, White Fox in
Mm.
big letters. I think that's what we want for the Everyone Relax range.
Yes.
Like some real obvious
Yeah.
White Fox.
You know,
style
like, remember
branding.
juicy tracksuit
Yeah.
pants over the bum? Just everyone relax
Yeah.
over the bum.
I feel like Everyone Relax is not a bad brand to be splashed over
Totally.
leisure wear like that.
Yeah.
I feel like we could be the male White Fox.
I've been doing a lot of research. People have been still asking about Everyone Relax wear, and I'm onto it. I've been doing a lot of research.
I mean, it would be unisex. Like it would be able
it's
to be worn for
unisex.
everywhere. But I feel like as White Fox has like a female first focus, we could be the male White Fox.
We could be,
Yeah.
or we could just be the people who like to relax, focus.
I mean, I'm just
who
saying
likes
they are
comfy
worth like
clothes.
$70 million or something. They keep buying $100 million houses by Sydney Harbour. We could be them.
White Fox, but but aren't they? This whole thing's like sexy, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying we need an alternate to that.
Not
But I'm
sexy.
just saying, well,
That's our tagline. Everyone relax. Not sexy. I've been doing a lot of research. I'm drawn more and more, and no surprise here, to Japanese fashion. Like everything that I've been looking at that I think sort of fits our kind of MO, it's Japanese. Like they just make those really stylish, comfy, casual. Like everything I'm wearing right now, Muji, apart from my shoes. I just ordered some more stuff because it's so comfortable and it's exactly the kind of stuff that you and I like to wear. Which
you've got to hold out until they sponsor us because, like, they're never going to sponsor us because you just keep going there and spending all your money.
But it's like,
although actually, I go to Hague's all the time
I
and
know.
buy stuff all the time, and that
they walked
paid
right
off.
into our trap. See, we are subliminally advertising to them. They're going to be like, Everyone Relax keeps mentioning
out
us.
there.
Maybe we just sponsor their show. I don't know how their business model works, though. I mean, I imagine there's a lot of I don't know.
Muji.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay.
it's very
Well,
it's
fashion,
affordable.
like the fashion industry, like the problem with fast fashion is always going to be if it is affordable to compete in the fast fashion industry, how is it so affordable,
Yes.
right? Or otherwise, are you selling something at a premium, like you're a bit more expensive than usual, but making it out of better stuff?
The issue for me is when I go to the website is their models are all very young, slender men.
Yeah, so well, we don't want to be that. We want to be
Old, grizzled.
yeah. But like, are you an old grizzled
Partially
man who wants
deaf.
to dress like a young slender man? Not like
Oh,
the
yeah,
slender
yeah.
man, but
Imagine that. We just release suits, and white masks, long gloves.
for the slender man in your life.
I just think we keep it simple. I just think we don't need a whole range, but it's just like, pants, hoodies, t-shirts, shorts, hats, maybe. But the hard thing is there is so much stuff out there because it's not merch. I don't want this to be merch.
No.
I want it to be like we've looked at, what do you call it's called?
But that's why I'm saying you could use the Everyone Relax brand like in the White Foxy sort of way, like as part of the design, not as part of not as merch, but literally like in the way that White Fox brand all this stuff, White Fox, like you could brand your stuff.
So you're selling a lifestyle then.
Yeah, that's right.
And our lifestyle is relax.
It's a lifestyle brand.
It's a lifestyle brand.
We want everyone to relax.
Yeah. It's All right. Okay, let's
It's not
do
a
it.
brand, it's a lifestyle. We're a startup.
We're Bitcoin.
It's a crypto
Can we
company.
do a pump and
It's
dump?
an NFT.
Yeah.
You want to buy a Bored Ape?
We should do that. We should release an NFT 5 years
Now.
after
Yeah.
everyone said
Yeah.
this is all bullshit.
Yeah, that's right. Get on board things
Well, we could do a meme coin. I think we have enough listeners and
to
enough
rip off. To
to rip
finally
off,
do
to do a pump and dump.
Yeah.
All we need is
Ah.
isn't it like you only need a certain number of people and then like the pyramid scheme, they on sell it. So as long as we keep like me, you, Mike at the top end, we just pump up. Hello. How you doing? Was it
Hi.
good being back on the tools? Should we let everyone know who's here?
Yeah, I mean, I saw her before.
I know, but
wait,
the listeners
I didn't
don't-
know if you'd seen her
the
or
listen-
not.
no.
You're mid-story.
The listeners don't know.
Okay.
Amy is back on the tools.
Hello, Amy.
Hi.
Hello, Amy.
Has anything
How are you
changed?
guys?
Have we grown? Have the conversations matured?
Well, I come in and you're talking about Muji again and Haze chocolates.
I did notice
So-
actually.
Nothing.
When we posted that thing
Nothing
about
has
Hagues,
changed.
you were one of the first people to comment and say,
Yeah.
finally, guys, you've done it. You've made it. So
You
in some
landed
ways
the
we
big
have.
account.
We have
You
developed
have
things.
changed. Yeah.
We've gone from talking about it to actually turning it into
If you can see it, you can be it. You know, we've done
Real
it.
product.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we're gonna. So yeah, we don't worry about Muji because now we're gonna. You've just heard we're designing
Yeah,
our own.
That's true.
Yeah.
like cool
Yeah.
Japanese.
We're sick of waiting around for. In fact, you know what, Muji? You got a new competitor. Now.
Ah,
Yeah. If you
shot
didn't want
across
to come
the
on
bow.
board,
Yeah.
you know what this is like? This is like when
2G.
wasn't it Netflix like made the deal to Blockbuster? That Blockbuster said no to, like wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They had an
yeah.
opportunity to kind of
be
become
absorbed.
into Netflix, and they were like, nah,
Yeah.
this is never going away.
Oh, this is our
Yeah.
what final offer,
Yeah.
Muji?
That's right.
You join our team.
Join our team,
or we're gonna
or take us
destroy
on
you.
board as a competitor. How about that?
So do we confuse? Is it one of those things where we do, like, do we just confuse the brand where we like UGG boots? There's like 7 versions of
Oh, yeah,
UGG because of
yeah.
some.
We just start
licensing
making the exact
No,
same range as
Muji,
Muji.
MOOGEE.
Oh yeah,
Muji.
Muji. Oh,
Muji.
That's actually good. We have we get a cow involved and Osher.
Osh, can you change your name back to Andrew G?
Well, just for the
just for the
just
launch
for
of this product.
It's like Osher dressed as a cow, head, but then Osher's head on a cow's
Yeah.
body. Muji.
Muji.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good
And
idea.
then we're like, completely different company. I don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even have Osher. You probably ripped us off.
Amy, sorry, if I can just indulge for a second.
Please.
The last time you were on our show, you were about to embark on a jaunt, an
yes.
overseas jaunt.
Was it
I
a jaunt?
jaunted away.
Yeah.
Was it jaunt? Was it?
Well, was it a
I
jaunt?
mean, a
I
trip.
mean, it was a
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
You weren't
I
like there was.
travelled for
I
3 months
feel
in
like-
Europe.
Just I feel like jaunt feels like dismissive.
No, I didn't mean. Sorry, I didn't mean it to be
No,
dismissive.
Young people just having a jaunt. That's why they'll never afford a house. That
Too much avocado on toast. What was the highlight?
I got to see Janelle Monáe live finally,
Ooh.
which was a huge highlight.
Wow.
And travelled with my mum for a
In
month.
what
which was
in what
amazing.
country was
Yeah.
Janelle
In
Monáe?
Norway, in Oslo.
It's all coming full circle.
Mhm.
You know what's in Norway, don't you?
Oh,
One
I've
of the
got a-
biggest, one of the
Yeah.
biggest horses you'll ever see.
I could see it
true.
from the concert actually.
Yeah, that and the Great Wall of China. The only two things.
Janelle's like, the only reason I came here actually was I heard about this horse.
I would love a friend of mine. His daughter was babysitting for us yesterday. She's 20. She's about to go on her own first European jaunt,
Jaunt.
and she was telling us what she was doing. And Gemma and I were listening to it, and just had that.
Have you like read the word jaunt?
Have
Do
you?
you use the word jaunt
All
a
the
Word
lot?
of the
time.
day.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a jaunty step. Jaunt. You've never do you not use the word
I'm
jaunt?
not saying never. Of course, I've used it, but you are dropping it in like.
I used it a second time because
Willy-nilly.
we've established that jaunt is when you go and have fun in Europe. It's
Is
a
it?
jaunt.
It's a jaunt. You would.
Can
refer-
someone look up the definition
Yeah.
of jaunt? Am I using it incorrectly?
No,
You're
I
making
think
me
you're using it
self-conscious.
correctly. I just don't think you're using it in a way that I don't know. Can I ask this, Amy?
She's look, I love that
Yes.
she's just popping in to say hi. We've got her working.
Has anyone? No, this is a personal Amy question.
Okay.
Has anyone else referred to your trip overseas as a jaunt?
I probably have referred to it as a
Okay,
jaunt.
all right,
I
that's fine.
reckon.
That's all I wanted to know.
See, finally.
A short
I wasn't judging you, I
excursion or
was just-
journey made for pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mark.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
perfect. It's the perfect description. So my friend's daughter, she's about to go off on her own European adventure, and she was describing what she's doing, like because she DJs as a part-time job, and so she's gone to a few festivals, and then she's got a couple of gigs lined up. I think she's like going to DJ in Mykonos or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, she was describing, and you should have seen Gemma and I listening to her, and the sense of like, we'll never have that ever again.
Yeah.
Like this free of responsibility. She's meeting up with her friends. They're starting in London, then they're going to Lisbon, then they're going to go here, then they go there. And we were like excitedly telling her about, all the places that we've gone and the recommendations. And then as we were saying it, just the realization that we'll never have that ever again. Just that kind of lack of responsibility, complete free. Or maybe when Iona's grown up and at school, but then I'll be so old by the time that's happening.
Mate, I was being interviewed by a couple of young journalists from the Sydney University newspaper the other day about Gruen. And like literally the first question they said to me, they said, most of our readers probably have never watched free-to-air television.
Oh, wow.
I was like, yeah, probably. Like, I mean, yes, like that idea that someone is going to be 20 years old and go on what sounds to me more like a working joint.
Yeah. Well, no, she's doing 1 or 2 gigs. It's mostly jaunt.
Yeah, mostly joint.
90%
but
jaunt.
still like tax deductibly.
Yeah.
Like, not a joint.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Or a jaunt.
A jaunt.
A joint. Maybe both.
Both.
Yeah, I imagine. Have a good time overseas.
Yeah, it's legal in some areas. She'll be
Exactly,
going.
that's fine. It'll be okay. So we had opportunities to jaunt. I think there's never that point where somebody says, oh, your jaunting days are over.
Yeah.
And you don't have that rite of passage of going, oh, like it just kind of happens at some point where you're like, oh, it's been a long
I've been
time
jaunted
since
in a
I've been
while.
on a jaunt.
Yeah.
Am I ever going to jaunt again? And I've been like that with a few things in my life where I was like, I didn't.
Well, you
give-
tell me what
I
it's
didn't
like
give
as,
them up,
as
but
someone
I-
who doesn't have kids, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a clear demarcation point where
Yes.
my jaunting days were over.
Oh yeah.
But
And
how
you think it was
did you?
just
How did
child
you?
related?
Yeah, I just assumed
Okay.
it was because Gemma and I were jaunting right up until
Yeah.
even I'd say Gemma was like 6 months pregnant and
Mm.
she had a job in Toronto, and I flew over and met her, and then we did a little bit of jaunting even while she was pregnant.
Yeah. But again, that was a
Responsible jaunting, I should
that
just
was
point
a
out.
working jaunt.
A working jaunt. Yeah, but we jaunted after the work.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point being, how do you know that your jaunting days are over? What's your indicator?
Well, only that I choose for them to be so. I think.
Okay, but there was
There's no reason that I couldn't. I mean, I could jaunt.
happily jaunt.
I mean, no, not happily, because like I would need to be involved in the jaunting. But I have the capacity to jaunt. I could jaunt tomorrow if I wanted to jaunt. So I can't say jaunt. I've lost the.
But is it a lack of energy?
It's like my mouth keeps going, you want to say joint? Why are you saying jaunt? Like, why are you saying it so funny?
Or is it the idea of like, traveling sucks, or sitting in a, like if you're going to Europe, I don't want to be on a plane for that long. Like, what's the block
I mean, part of it is
thing?
life, I think, you
Yeah.
know.
What are you gonna do? You go
the
to
sort
like a
of jaunts that you're talking
hostel
about,
and make friends?
they'd be different jaunts.
Yes.
They'd be overseas considered trips or holidays for
You're
a
now
reason.
in you're now in White Lotus
Yeah.
territory. Like,
That doesn't
whereas
fi-
if you go
yeah.
on like a fun holiday, you want to stay somewhere nice.
Yeah.
And it's
It
minimal.
doesn't feel like a jaunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying.
Amy jaunt
Yeah.
is like, hey, let's fucking like, go to this pub and make new friends and stay out till 6 a.m. Whereas we're in the phase of jaunt of like, is there a shuttle bus from the hotel to
Well-
where I want to go to dinner?
I feel like I'm pre-cruise.
What's Tom?
Yeah, no,
Oh.
like as in joining a
Oh.
old person. I'm in that
Yeah.
period of time where jaunting. I can't say it. I'm
Yeah,
so
it's
sorry.
amazing.
My mouth.
I
just
know
is
what this
like-
episode's going to be called.
So jaunting,
Yeah.
like, is all on my own clock at the moment.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, because I'm not at the age where I would happily join. Now I wanted to say Jawn. I wanted to join a whole bunch of people. Maybe that's why I don't like you saying jaunt, is maybe I have like a speech impediment around the word jaunt.
Yeah.
But I don't want to join a jaunting group at this stage.
Sure.
I've like my friends who would jaunt with me
Mm.
have all got their own things going on. So you're in this sort of midpoint
Yeah.
between like kind of your youth where you were jaunting with your friends
Mm.
and maybe like a future time where you're old enough that you would go on like a trip or a cruise or an overseas adventure. Oh my God.
It's fine. Because you know why? Muji, water
Waterproof.
resistant. Will just spilled his water. He was
And-
thinking about jaunting so much.
Well, you know what the other thing is? I don't want to blame anybody else for this, but Mike has put these.
Yeah, it's Mike's fault,
I
clearly.
mean, he's like the giant wine glasses.
The lack of responsibility,
They've
Mike.
got
It's your fault. The mason jars are at least
Yeah,
stable. Are
exactly.
you going to make Mike clean it up?
Well, I mean, I could put this like paper from the Hague's.
No, that's fancy paper. I want to save that paper.
Save the paper. I'm going to sleep under that paper tonight.
And if there's any reason to
Yeah.
join our Patreon, it's to watch
Yeah,
Mike come
Mike.
in like an indentured servant.
Yeah, and just
Yeah,
like
give
wipe
me-
that up and
is
just
that all
like
the- all the added
hang
tissues?
on. Yeah, no, hang on. Look.
I'll get
Yeah.
some applause.
Oh, what about over there? Is that what's over there in the corner, like in that little box there?
What has this show become?
This is that? No, okay, hang on. No, I
No,
reckon
that's
that we
wet.
need
That's a
this.
wet
You
wipe.
know, we don't need that. There we are. We'll
That's
put
all
that
right.
down there. That'll be fine.
And I'm sure that cracking paper. So we are currently laying butcher's paper over.
Hagues,
The
beautiful
desk.
Hagues.
Ah,
This is
what a
beautiful audio.
mess. Yeah, I was going to say, do we have to leave all this in?
ASMR.
Oh well, it's okay. It's all
All
good.
right.
The Hagues didn't get wet.
Did you come back, Amy, with any like fresh perspectives, or was
Yes.
there any like kind of life-changing moments? Where you're like, oh, I want to be a painter and live in Paris. No,
I wouldn't say it was a wonderful trip, but I wouldn't say it was like I didn't come back a completely different person. Like,
Okay.
here I am still working in podcasting.
You've still got the same accent. Sometimes, like I've
Yeah.
got friends who've come back from 3 months overseas, and suddenly they're sounding like Kylie Minogue.
New haircut though. If I
did
can
shave my
comment on
head,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when was that at the start of the trip, or when did
No,
the?
that was 2 months ago. I did world's
That was for a
greatest shave with a
cause.
couple mates.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, brilliant. And so full shave.
Yeah, full shave. Full number
Oh.
one or whatever.
Can I? Was that the first time you've ever done the full head
First
shave?
time ever.
And can I say, this is did you enjoy the sensation of like being able to like shower and stuff?
So
with the-
nice.
Yeah. It's
Shaved
so
head.
good. The hair maths is gone of
Yeah.
having to think about, I've got to wash my
Oh,
hair on this
yeah.
day. Like, all that's gone. I'm keeping it short for a
I
while.
like
It's
this
great.
new-
Are you?
I like this
Yeah.
look. I think it
Okay.
really suits you. Yeah, it's really cool. And you got a bit of side part going on. I can't
Yeah,
shave
it's-
my head.
It's a bit flatter now. It was very like spiky Bart Simpson a couple weeks ago.
I was going to ask because
yeah.
I'm looking. You got a cowlick right there, right? And I've
Yeah.
got the same one. When I shave my head, I get looks like a little cycle, like tornado.
I
in
think
the
what you're
center of
doing
my-
right now is a hate sign. I think right now you're doing some sort of white power
Getting
hate sign
demonetised.
on your floor. I don't think we can put this on YouTube now because of what you just did.
But I do. I get I can't shave my head because I get a little. I get a little like hole right in the front of my hairline because I've got a
Yeah.
very strong cowlick right there.
Yeah.
Did that happen to you? Did you get a little hole in the front of your? No,
A hole in my head? No.
a hole in your hairline. I was going to say, not a hole in your head.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, what an episode this has been.
Well, we're not done. We're not done yet because we're
Oh
going to crack.
no.
No,
We're not. No,
We're
we've
not gonna
cracked
crack
this
the pack. We've
cracked
gone
enough
too
packs.
long?
We've gone.
Yeah,
We're gonna-
let's maybe just do one more
We're
thing
gonna-
and wrap it up. And
Okay.
do
we'll
one more. I
get
don't
go to
have
the next
anything
thing.
else.
We're going to do one more thing and wrap it up. Apparently, let's
just
start
wrap
with some
it up now.
plugs.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll start with some
we'll start
plugs.
with some plugs.
Well, should we plug the Patreon? This
Yeah.
is an episode you want to see on
Definitely
the
on
Patreon.
the Patreon.
Because we have ranked our favourite Hagues chocolate on
We've
the desk.
discussed a bowl of fruit that was on the table.
Will trashed the studio.
Spilt water everywhere.
Mike had to come in and clean
Mike
it
had
up.
to come in and we haven't announced Mike's news at this point on the podcast,
it-
have we?
We don't know.
No,
He's
I
shaking his
can't.
head.
No. All right.
No.
Well, you can cut this
No.
out. I won't go
Well,
on with it. then.
Mike is the new co-host of TOFOP. This
Yep.
is my last episode. I'll be seeing you later. No, please. Patreon is great. Like, not only is it a great way to support the show, but there's heaps of great bonus content up there. And the Friday live streams have been going really well. So if you want to sign, you can sign up at any level on Patreon, and then
And
you
you
can
access the live streams regardless.
access to the live streams. You can join in the chat. There's a really good community of people in there. So I'll be doing my normal blabber or whatever, but people chatting amongst each other, asking questions, all that kind of stuff. Very relaxed.
You would have heard an
Atmosphere.
ad maybe for the Cheerful Earful podcast festival. We should plug that.
Yeah, that's coming up. Cheerful Earful, 5th of October at Stupid Old Studios in Melbourne. If you went and saw Will do Willosophy last year, same place,
Same festival,
same deal, same day
same-
even, I think, same slot.
Yeah, and it's a really good festival. I recommend just checking out everything that is on there. It's a good vibe. They got a little last year at Stupid Old Studios they had like the little beer van and like a garden where you could kind of hang out and see people. And
Well, the
stuff. It
best
was fun.
part, if you can't make it in person, there's virtual tickets.
Yeah.
So overseas listeners, people who can't make it to Melbourne, $15 tickets, you can see TOFOP live. It will be our first live show this year, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done one this
No.
year. So, yeah, let's see how that goes.
It'll be our 15-year birthday celebration extravaganza gala.
That's right.
Yeah, let's give it some sizzle. We'll give it something to do.
There's a link for that in the episode description. And, Will, what do you got to plug?
Yeah, I'm doing gigs all over Australia at the moment, comedy.com.au. Wynnum Fringe might have happened by the time people are hearing this, but if not... Wynnum. Yeah, it's in Brisbane, Queensland.
Okay.
And so I got added to that pretty last minute, but there were some tickets available to that.
I mean, does Wynnum need to add the Fringe to their festival? Like, wouldn't you just assume it's Wynnum Festival? It's kind of fringy.
I mean, this is not the place or time for me to be criticising what they're doing at the Wynnum Fringe, as I'm either about to go there or have just been there. But however, I am touring to a whole bunch of other places as well, including I'm going on a jaunt, Charlie.
Correct use of the
I'm
word.
going on an international jaunt to an international jaunting festival.
Yeah, what joints are you going to play on your jaunt?
Well, I'm going to hopefully be doing a whole show of my show, Will Legitimate, or maybe even two, depending on what happens. And I will be doing some other spots and etc. at this jaunting festival that has not been quite announced yet. So, but by the time people are hearing this, it probably will be announced. So, look on my socials if you're in North America, but not America.
And can we do a bit of sizzle about next week's episode?
Ooh,
because we don't often do this, but we have a very special guest.
Oh yeah, that's
true. A topic that we often refer to on this show. We have someone with some insight. Would you say expertise?
Yeah, I'm going to say expertise.
Expertise. So come back next week for that. But that is TOFOP for this week. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.
Everyone relax.